I need you to take a week off work. I need you to come to my house. If I try to leave, you knock me the fuck out. Like, don't believe anything I say. You physically stop me. And he's like, okay.
What's going on, y'all? It's your favorite podcast. Your boy, Michael Oakley, and...
Ronnie, LeDuff.
Hold on, no.
I like the way you say my name.
I know. I was going to do it.
Oh, my bad.
But you stepped on my line.
My eyes was closed.
But just wait.
Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, April 13th, 2019, a broken man walked into my life. And now he is the co-host with, as of today when we're recording this, 7 years sober. Y'all give a Built by the Red Stick applaud to 7 years for Ronnie.
7. That's crazy.
Congratulations, brother.
Can't believe it's been 7, bro.
What is your favorite podcast? Your boy, Ronnie LeDuff.
In the building.
Michael Oakley. And we've got a fun one today.
Bro, we got it. Bro, it took me 90 episodes to get this guy on
93
it.
episodes.
We on episode
We're not-
93,
oh, yeah, so 92.
but it took 90 episodes to get this guy to finally say, I'll do it. Almost 2 years.
2 years. Dude, we're almost 2 years.
We're almost 2 years in. September will be 2 years. September 6th.
Your birthday.
No, my birthday the 7th. That's how I know it's September.
Yeah, because it dropped.
It dropped the day
You're
before
right.
my birthday.
You're right.
Yep.
Another episode 77 of trying to get a
Brand deal with Celsius.
You know?
Arctic Vibe is my absolute favorite. I know y'all notice every episode is becoming like Arctic Vibe. Pink Lemonade and Arctic Vibe, you're going to catch me with it on the ride.
Blue Raz, no fizz. The other
Blue,
day.
that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I had another one that it's got green tea in it. I'm going to have to put you on it.
Saw that one.
It's worth the buy.
So
It's worth the buy.
I have this horrible habit of convenience over like realism, and so I DoorDash a lot of stuff. And
Rich people.
the other day I woke up and I didn't have an energy drink, and I came so close to DoorDash and just an energy drink.
$30.
And I didn't do it. I did not do it. I was very responsible in that moment. I was like, I cannot pay $16
That's
for an
it.
energy drink. But listen, we got a great episode for y'all. We're going to have a word from our sponsor real quick, and then we will be right back at it.
And this episode is brought to you by Rayville Recovery Treatment Center. Rayville is about an 80-plus bed facility in North Louisiana, just about 3 hours north of Baton Rouge. It's the #1 co-occurrence residential treatment facility in the state of Louisiana. If you're struggling with mental health, if you're struggling with alcohol or drug abuse, give my people at Rayville Recovery a call. The number is 318-728-5488, and tell them I sent you. And I know you probably like, well, I want to get help, but that's 3 hours away. Don't trip. They got you. They will come pick you up. They will transport you all over from the state of Louisiana. I'm talking all four corners, even the central. They coming to get you. Admission is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All you got to do is call that number, 318-728-5488. And then you probably like, well, I want to get some help, but I don't have insurance. Don't trip. They got you. They even take uninsured people for help. No man or woman left behind. Call my beautiful people at Rayville Recovery today. Again, that number is 318-728-5488. Rayville Recovery. Recovery redefined. The journey starts with you.
And we're back.
Just like that.
Just like
Super
it was like
quick.
it was like woo.
Like that. Real time. I know to y'all it was a minute and a half, but to us it was like that quick.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh my God.
I know Ronnie's nervous.
I'm super nervous.
Ronnie's nervous.
I'm nervous. On so many levels.
But I give you, I hand you, I entrust the greatest hype man
Yes, Lord.
on both sides of the Mississippi with this introduction, Mr. Ronnie LeDuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, CEOs, CFOs, and COOs. Like I told y'all at the beginning, I have been trying tirelessly for almost 2 years to get this guy on the podcast. Very witty, very smart, intelligent, got a poker face like no other, And this is the second episode back-to-back where we've had a black belt that'll whoop yo, you know what? I can't curse because not only is he a great man, he's also my boss. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have the man, the mythical, the myth, the most methodical, the most meticulous, the most mystique,
Making up words
the
at this
most
point.
intelligent, smartest, the most determined.
You're not getting a raise.
Oh, I thought I was. Oh, we got Marc Crawford in the building. No, we have Marc Crawford in the Built by the Red Stick building. Let's give him a round of applause.
Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Man, almost 2 years. Persistent pays off, people.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
Say you're not getting a raise. Oh, it was Marc Crawford in the building.
Black belt. And
Black belt.
Not a black belt.
Not a
You know, he
You
hates
got
when
to
I say-
correct that. No, I'm not even close.
But he hates when I say it. He'll beat you up and he'll beat me up, and I'm black. That's
But I do like to fight.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
What brought you into that? How long?
4.5 years or so. I trained a little bit when I was younger in my 20s in judo, and my kids wanted to do something. As soon as COVID ended, they were like, I want to do a martial art. I'm like, well, we're going to do jiu-jitsu. And I walked in, and the instructor was like, hey, you want to try it too? It's free. And I was like, okay.
Sure.
And then I fell more in love with it than they did.
And I can't because of HIPAA, I can't tell you everything. I seen his work live. I seen it. I'm super quick.
Judo chop.
It was a grab, and it was impressive. So yes, that is very cool. We've had 2 black belts.
Absolutely.
Not a black
The
belt.
brown. What is it? Purple. Okay. Well, if you put purple and brown together, that's black.
But purple takes a long time to get in jiu-jitsu. It's not like a
So it's
martial art.
brown then purple.
No,
It's purple then brown.
it's purple then brown then black.
And so you right there.
Is there degrees in?
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get started on your story, kind of tell the audience who you are, what you do, and we'll go from there.
So I'm Marc Crawford. I've been involved with Regions Behavior. I've been in mental health for about 12 or 13 years, and currently I'm the CEO of Regions Behavioral and Elemental Health.
Shout out the best psych stabilization program in the state of Louisiana. And if you think differently, you're wrong.
You wrong.
That is true.
Wrong.
Probably more than the state of Louisiana.
You right. Because I've traveled outside the state
On
too.
both sides of the
On both
Mississippi.
sides of Mississippi. You definitely right.
No,
about
Regions
that.
does some great things, man. And so how long have y'all been open at Regions?
Since 2019, but we began working on it,
In
I think
2017.
2015.
And that was the hospital side, and then the IOP side opened in 2021, correct?
The hospital, well, the IOP was already functioning.
Okay.
So Stephen and Sharon were running an IOP. That's what they did since like 2000.
Oh yeah.
And then so when I went to work for Stephen, which was in 2014, he within like a week of being there, he was like, I want to open a hospital. Let's start writing a plan. And so we like a week in, that's what I started doing.
And
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but you're one of the original members of Regions team.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Stephen,
Stephen and I wrote the business plan together
Yeah.
while running the IOP. We
Absolutely.
would sit upstairs and we did that for like a year of just research and trying.
missed
to figure
that part?
things out. Oh yeah,
That was one of my
great.
favorite parts. The
Well, I mean,
brainstorm.
I really
the
miss.
incubation period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really miss Stephen. That's what
Yeah.
I really miss.
And so that's what I was going to tell the listeners for everybody. Like, who is Stephen? Stephen was the original owner of Regions. That's no longer with us. Great guy. Stephen is actually one of the main reasons that I'm at Regions today. Which, you know, when I told you the story, you didn't know that. So I think it's pretty cool that it came full circle. That, you know, I was able to finally fulfill that dream of his and be a part of the Regions team.
I had the pleasure of meeting Stephen.
We met him together.
Uh huh. And look, I didn't get as close as obviously you, or probably even at all, but he just had one of the most genuine spirits I've ever come
100%.
across in my entire life
of a
when it
kind.
comes to this work.
Yep.
Anybody that came in contact with it,
Yeah.
it's like
He was
there's no one like it.
he was amazing.
Yep. And so if anybody's wondering where the caring come from when, you know, you're at Regions, it started with Steve.
Absolutely.
Yep, for sure.
So how did you 14 years ago, how'd you find your way into the mental health space? You woke up on a Tuesday and was like, I want to work with mental health?
I was working another job which wasn't going well. And I basically told my wife, I was like, hey, I can go get a job making this much money that is actually fulfilling. And so she was like, all right, well, let's do that. Then what I had planned on doing was going back to school and becoming a counselor. So I actually entered grad school to work on getting an LPC, took a few classes. And at the time, I had a friend in recovery that was like, hey, this new hospital's open up. Why don't you come interview for a job? And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. He wanted me to be a marketer. And I'm like, I don't want to sell anybody anything. Like, that doesn't sound good to me. I was like, I just want to feel good at the end of the day when I go to sleep, that I've helped. And so he's like, just come for an interview. I was like, all right. Like, he beat me into it. And then it was probably one of the weirdest interviews the person had ever had, because I didn't really want to work. Right. And so,
give me the job or not, I'm good.
that was pretty much my attitude. And so she was in recovery, and had a long time, like 38 years at the time or something.
Ooh,
and she's like, look, I get why you want to do what you're doing about going back to school and being LPC. And she said, you will get all of that fulfilled in this job. And she's like, and I can pay you more now than I would
as an entry-level clinician.
4 years from now after you got a degree. And so I already had a wife and a kid, and I was like, all right. And she was completely right. Like, I got all of that. It was great. Like, I loved it. I've worked inpatient, I've worked outpatient. I really liked the chaos of inpatient, of walking into a situation of where it's life or death, and
it's again
family, and guiding them towards being inpatient. Like, that was great.
Inpatient it's a wild, especially at y'all's level. The regions it is currently, I don't know where that level was.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's.
See some stuff.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And that's the cool part about working for Mark, is because he got that marketer's mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He don't have that clinical mindset. So, nothing wrong with clinicians. We love clinicians. We need y'all, but I'm just saying the mindset is different.
But like I've said so many times before, and you've heard me say this a million times, like, the greatest places have the ability to merge the business acumen with the clinical acumen to create a beautiful place. Because
100%.
I mean, a clinician, I say this all the time, a clinician will try to treat everybody for free just to help. A strictly business person everybody will just be a number in the bed. But if you can merge those two things together, it creates a beautiful facility, which I think y'all have done well at Regions.
We have. And I was fortunate enough, when I worked at the previous hospital, they would cycle through lots of people.
Yeah.
And so I had like a few different bosses that would come in, and one of the first ones that came in, I was not struggling. I was, at the time, insurance wasn't as prevalent as it is now. So not everyone had insurance.
Absolutely.
So I would go see someone, don't have insurance, and then what am I supposed to do? And basically I asked him, hey, what do I do when I come across someone that doesn't have insurance? I know we're not going to take them. I was like, I can't just leave them. And he gave me the best piece of advice, which I tell everybody that works for us now, is he said, I don't care if we're getting them or not, if they don't have insurance or not. I don't care if you spend 2 days, solid 8 hours on them. You get them where they need to be.
Yep.
And everything will come back to you.
Yep.
You just do the right thing, and that's all you need to worry about.
Yep.
And I was like, fantastic. And so I did a lot of that. And that's what I tell everyone that works for us now.
And I can vouch for
That's
that.
why Ronnie's on the phone 92 hours a day.
Hey, he gave. I know, that's what I'm saying. He gave. Bro, this is so cool. So, and I'm getting to tell these stories live that we probably hadn't even talked about. Is he gained my trust the first day we met, right? Because, and not to make it about color, but we in a time where sometimes color matter. I'm a 6'2" black male with dreads, with tattoos, you know what I mean? On my neck, on my hands, on my arms, all visible places.
I remember when you
I was so nervous going on the interview, and he didn't see that. You know what I mean? He seen me as the guy that came highly recommended. He didn't care about none of that. He was like, can you do your job with integrity? Can you have morals? You know what I mean? Like he trusted me to be the face of the
Did
company.
I insult you?
No, not yet. You waited until I was
I
there like
insult
2
you right
months.
off the bat. I probably
good.
really
You're
like
good.
you.
But see, that's why I had to wait to get to the fat shame, and then I was like, "Oh, he rocking with me now." But nah, that made me comfortable from day one.
So other than that, like one of my favorite things to do with people that have worked in this industry for a long time is ask them this question. So other than the insurance, what do you think has been some of the biggest changes that have happened through the mental health and substance abuse treatment around your time?
You've been waiting on this.
Changes. Well, Suboxone wasn't around,
Yeah.
or it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. The insurance was big. What's happened locally is we've just had an explosion of providers, which has led to a pretty saturated market
Reach.
and high competition.
He gonna get you started. Yeah, hey, y'all can have that conversation.
I think. I mean, we were able to do something at Regions that was very unique. When I first got clean, I started in a psych hospital. And there was a psych hospital here called Meadowood, and they were known as the best in the city. Later, they would come to be known as all of the people that went on to lead great mental health facilities worked there at some point. And I don't know why they went away, but they did. So when we started Regions, I had this talk with Steven, was should we start a hospital or should we start a substance abuse treatment center? 'Cause at the time there was only like 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, do a hospital. And he was like, why? And I was like, in substance abuse, you have people that are so committed to doing the right thing and helping people. Like you've got a pretty high bar that you're going to have to live up to. And I felt the state of inpatient care. I was like, the bar is so low. Now I was working for a facility that was terrible, and they no longer exist, rightfully so. But, pew pew. I was like, the bar is so low. I was like, all you really have to do is be adequate, and you're going to be so far above everyone else. But of course, being Steven, adequate's not.
No.
Okay. We want to be the best in everything that we do. So we really reshaped things, I believe. But before we came along, people didn't really do voluntary admits. You went through an ER, and when we came along with Dr. Khan, we set up a system of, hey, let's skip the ER, let's skip all that, just come to the hospital.
Direct to consumer.
Yeah. And we'll address it. So one of the things that makes us so unique is we're about 3/4 at any given time voluntary admits, whereas that number is flipped in other facilities.
Yeah.
So that provides a whole different experience.
Yeah.
When you've got most of the people there actually want to be there, they know what they're signing up for. Even the people that do come in who are committed that really don't want to be there, they kind of fall in line.
Yeah, I was about to
But
say
you have
it rubs off on them.
Well,
Yeah.
And obviously both of y'all work there, but from a completely outsider's perspective, like I remember going on a tour, and one thing I commend y'all on is I haven't been a patient, so I don't know what that experience is
Not
like.
yet.
Yeah, hey, look, I got kids. They can.
You got child care?
No, I'm talking about he might push me over the edge.
Yeah.
But the aesthetic view of it, I think y'all did a really good job with, and because I've been in and around the as I started as a patient in 2013, and then started working in the field in 2016. I remember touring it, and I was like, okay, I've never seen a psych hospital like this.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first ever time in 2013 I told my story. My sponsor at the time, he calls me up. He's like, hey, I'm bringing you to tell your story. And he brings me to a psych hospital. And I don't remember which one it was. I'm not even if I did, I wouldn't say it. But I walked in and I was like, oh no. Like, it was just A, rundown, B, it didn't seem like there was a lot of care. So I can attest to that not being a priority in the Baton Rouge area. I don't know outside of Baton Rouge, but in the Baton Rouge area around the 2013, 2014, 2015 mark, you had really good substance abuse treatment centers, but the psych hospitals, they left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that predates me a little bit, but
And I'll just put that out there. So, well, you made reference to your trips to psych institutes. Let's start like at childhood. So like where are you from originally?
Greenville, Mississippi.
Greenville,
I
Mississippi.
did not know that.
I see why you
Moved here when I was 7.
ended up in a psych hospital.
At Greenville, I did not know that.
So from Greenville, what was childhood like? What were the things, young Mark was into, family life, all that good stuff?
Everything was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, had a wonderful childhood, wonderful parents, step-parents, friends. But from a very when I did get clean and read in the basic text what defined an addict, and it was obsession, compulsion, total self-centeredness, and that so clicked with me because I could think all the way back to my earliest memories, and I can tell you what I was addicted to till now. Like, it doesn't go away. And so that really resonated with me. So early on it was sports, and then it was like skateboarding, and then girls, and then alcohol, and then drugs, and
Now it's work.
no, now it's, well, it is work, but it's been work at times. It's jujitsu.
Yeah.
It's health. It's been video games. It's been everything. And at some point I was just like, okay, well, this is just how it is for addicts. The only relief that I've gotten from that is when I'm really doing my best, working steps, living according to the steps, spiritual program, those symptoms get milder.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And probably just getting older, things tend to balance out. But I was talking to my wife about this weekend about neglecting certain areas, and we were talking about addiction. I'm like, I mean, this is how addicts are built, good or bad. Like, I'm all in on whatever, and that ability, like we were talking about Region Start, and then when I was sleeping 4 hours a night and getting things up and running, well, that addictive mindset
Was an asset.
was a huge asset.
Absolutely.
Because I was able to do the work of 4 people because I'm just committed and there, and I'll sit there and focus until it's done.
I mean, when we were talking off camera and you were talking about those days of 4 hours of sleep, I remember, when I was creating, like, you wake up in the morning and mind goes straight to it. And so I'd drop my kids off, show up at the office at 7 a.m., work on administration stuff from 7 a.m. to, middle of the day, then marketing stuff from the middle of the day to the end of the day. And then I ran a group. So then I'd run a group from 6 to 9. And then I'd go home and I'd be brainstorming even more on like, how are we going to put this together? How are we going to build this program? How are we going to do that? And then go to sleep and wake up and do it all again.
Yeah.
And those early days, I think, create, somebody like you who has equity or ownership in the place, that when you're willing to do that, it translates down to your staff. And as it translates down to the staff, that's what creates a really...
I don't know how much they liked it because I'm, sending messages at 2 a.m. because we're open 24 hours, so...
It rubs off though, but I get what you're saying. Like, it definitely.
I mean, the ones that didn't like it probably aren't there anymore.
Cut out for it, yeah. But speaking of all in, Mark was a professional poker player
That is true.
and a professional diver. Dude, I'm telling you, I've been trying to hold back. Yeah, well, anybody that dive do the type of
I'm
diving.
a skydiver.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, what?
I've been trying to hold back and let him tell his story, bro. I wanted to make sure, but he had an interesting life, bro.
Okay. So so childhood's great, addictive personality. When does the addictive behavior, like, what's your first like a detrimental addictive behavior?
Probably a female.
Nice.
That could be dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
Females are dangerous.
I had a pretty tumultuous relationship, like the first love of my life, which I met her when I was 12 or 13, and so that led for about 7 years off and on. And
13 to 20. Damn.
no, it couldn't have been that long. It was more like 18, 19, I guess. But
Okay.
but certainly, you know, that's the time when I start drinking, and I don't really. At the time, I mean, now it would probably be considered a problem, but at the time, it just seemed normal, and that this was what kids did.
Yeah.
Because you living out here now, though, right? You didn't move from Greenville,
yeah.
Mississippi.
Yeah,
Okay,
at
okay.
7 years old, he moved.
Yeah.
I'm here. So,
And here is
So-
Baton Rouge or
yeah.
like New Orleans?
no, Baton Rouge.
Where'd you go to high school?
Baton Rouge High.
Smarty pants.
Okay.
So,
What? You know somebody?
I know a lot of people from Baton
Oh.
but I mean, it was mainly drinking in high school, smoking pot a little bit, not a lot. All of it really didn't accelerate till I got to college.
I really was just trying to figure out when the poker career start.
So that happened
Professional.
Online or in person?
online 99% of the time.
Yeah.
So I think I had, let's see, that started in 2000, so I would have had 3 years clean. So that was when World Poker Tour just started up.
Yeah.
I had played poker live previously with a friend of mine. We would go to the boat, and I've always loved games. My grandmother played games nonstop with me as a kid, so we'd play backgammon and any gin, any kind of card game. That was what I did every afternoon with my grandparents. And then when one got tired, my grandfather would step in.
I don't know.
And so
Probably. He could
so my
probably count
dad's the
cards.
same way. He played backgammon. He knows how to play gin. He still beats my ass at gin. And so I just always loved games. So buddy of mine took me to the boat. They had live poker, and at the time I had to be 21. I was 21, and they serve you free food. So I'm like, man, I can come here, and as long as I break even, like I can eat for free, I can drink for free, and I was playing very low stakes. Like, you know, I'd win or lose $100.
Yeah.
And then addiction got bad, and so that went away. And when I got clean, it was all over the TV, and I had followed poker for a long time. I'd always been interested in it, watched it on TV way before it had become popular. And when the online thing happened, I was like, it might be a scam. I'll put $100 on and see what happens. And the first month was just, within 1 month, I had made triple what I was making at a job. I won a seat to play in the World Poker Tour in Aruba, all my trip paid. And so
Living
one of
the
my
dream.
first experiences was going to Aruba, and this is before it blew up. And, you know, I'm talking to Phil Hellmuth on the plane ride down, and Andy Duke, and all these professional poker players are there, and we're there all week in Aruba. And
you're sober at this time?
oh yeah, I'm clean. And by that point, I'd been playing now for maybe like 9 months, 10 months, and it was doing really, really well. But I remember playing a hand with Chip Reese, who is considered maybe one of the best cash game players ever. And he played it in such a way, like at the end of the hand, I was like, gosh, I might as well have just flipped my cards over. Like he played it so well, like, and got the most he could get out of me. And that really made me think, I don't want to play live poker anymore. They were playing on a different level. And so I wasn't playing like super high stakes. I played cash games, some tournaments. I treated it like a job. I woke up at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m., played till 10 or 11 a.m. Oh, yeah. Read every book there was. Again, I'm compulsive. So, and that was one of the things that made it so interesting was it was such a skill-based game. You could just endless learning. Playing poker taught me a lot about decision-making,
Reading people.
probability. Reading people, yeah, but way more about, it teaches you this lesson, which is very helpful. You can do everything right, for a long time and still lose. And you can lose for a long time doing everything right. And in life, that's a huge skill to have, because you learn just the perseverance of knowing, okay, I'm doing anything right. But in poker, you start thinking, oh, I'm doing something wrong. Then you change something. Then things get worse, and it can just spiral on itself. But it was
That's how I
such.
feel about golf.
Same thing.
He a golfer too. He professional golf too. We getting there. Most interesting man other than the Dos Equis guy, dude.
Do you, and I mean, I guess it's probably different with the access today. What is your perception on like the gaming addiction and the prevalence in that, and the
I never really
correlations with mental health?
Yeah, I never really seemed to have a problem with that. I've got a close friend of mine who's in recovery that I've known since I was 12 or 13, and he played poker too, and that would always come up as, well, God, you're an addict. Is that a problem? And he would say, like, you think Mark's a gambler. He is not a gambler. Like, if he's got an edge, yeah, we'll play for as long as you want. But if he thinks you have an edge, he's not playing.
Yeah. And I mean, poker's different than like, sports betting, or because you're more playing. You're not playing against a house with that has
Right.
the edge
It's not.
consistently.
Yeah. You can, obviously poker has an edge. You can make money at it a long time.
Yeah.
But what it actually did, it actually, for me, it went really well with recovery, because I treated it like I was a professional athlete. So I had to take care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally. I had to, and that's challenging.
Hell yeah.
So, and I've taken that on in my life of, I need to take care of myself in all of these ways, and I'm a huge proponent of taking care of yourself physically, of exercise, and because I have to have the energy to do whatever it is that I want in life. So, and I've had episodes in cards where even something as simple as, things are going bad, I don't know what to do, and then it makes me go explore something like, okay, gratitude and visualization, stuff like that, and putting into practice a practice of gratitude every morning before I played. Like, it immediately transferred to being more profitable, of just keeping that mindset.
So that was like the story you told us with the stuff you got us doing now. You was on a bad little run, and then you started doing that 15 minutes in the morning, and went on to have like the best month.
A run like I've never seen.
Yeah.
So when did you find your way into being clean?
Well, that was before that. That was 97.
97.
It's 29 years sober.
Congratulations.
Is
So what was the catalyst that led to and did you only go to one psych hospital, or were you?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the catalyst that led to that?
One and done?
Another
Bro, we
one.
got like 12
We got another one.
Come on, man.
Another one.
What was the catalyst? I mean, immense pain and despair. I had gone to a friend of mine that I had known since the third grade, and I wasn't afraid of doing anything, and I wanted to experience everything in life. So I wasn't afraid of trying different things. It was just with drugs, I eventually found something that I couldn't put down. So with using with opiates, the first time I tried, I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever, and
I relate.
And then. Yep. But then within like 2 or 3 weeks, I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? Like,
I relate.
like, it happened that fast. And so when 3 weeks later, I began trying to quit on my own and just could not. And so for the next, I don't know, year and a half, like, I still had a life going on, and I would be like, okay, well, I'm going to quit this weekend. And I had no conception of AA or NA or my friend I talked about earlier. He was actually in recovery, and when I did finally get clean, he's like, why didn't you call me? I'm like, I didn't know that had anything to do with what I was doing. But so basically, I went to a friend of mine. The only thing I knew about where I was I had watched Basketball Diaries, where the dude like handcuffs him to the radiator.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right. And so
Nice.
So I went to my buddy, and he's bigger than me, and was like, man, I'm screwed. I don't know what to do. Like, I've tried everything I know to stop, and I can't. And he's like, you tell me how I can help. I'm like, all right, I need you to take a week off work. I need you to come to my house. If I try to leave, you knock me the fuck out. Like, don't believe anything I say. You physically stop me. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, all right, I'll call you. And so then coincidentally, within a few days, he runs into my mother at the mall or something. And my mom's like, oh, how's Mark doing? And I think that he had thought about it for a few days and was like, oh my God, if he's asking me this, like, this might be a bigger problem than I can handle. And so something happened where he eventually was like, look, your son's doing terrible. And my mom really had no clue. And so it took about 4 days, and then everybody shows up at my house, and we're on the way to the intervention and the psych hospital. And
Grippy socks.
that's how it
Grippy
went.
socks. So this the time when you was the professional diver, right? The professional skydiver?
Yeah, that was actually one of the reasons why my mom was so, we need to do this immediately. I don't want him jumping out of a plane.
Professional skydiver.
It's people that skydive professionally.
You just put professional in everything.
So you were an instructor, or you just like?
Yeah, I was, but I was just jumping every weekend. For the
Base
most
jumping,
part.
free jumping, free basing.
Man really wasn't scared of anything.
He jumped out the Eiffel Tower.
I don't, I would jump out of a plane if it was about to crash.
That would be more intense than doing it for I want to do it one day.
Nope, not me.
How many hours you told me you had jumping before you stopped?
Jumps?
Oh yeah, jump.
Like 550, 550, 575.
575 confirmed jump.
Within like a pretty short period of time. Like that's within like 2 or 3 years.
Like didn't you tell me? I could be wrong, but then you like do some opiates and then like went jump. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was an addict. I
I
can't get through my day without.
If it's 550 and you say it's 3-year career of jumping and you're going every week, you got to be jumping multiple times a day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's only 52 weekends.
That's what made it professional.
Yeah. But I got paid to like video other people. I got paid to be an instructor.
Professional.
Yeah, I get it.
But for the most part, that was really just to support the habit.
Yeah,
of jumping.
it is a little side gig.
Yeah, it was just another rush, really.
So what was after, what's your experience after you get out the psych hospital?
Then they sent me to treatment in Montana at Wilderness.
Montana?
Yeah, which was, that was an experience.
Wilderness? Is that the name?
You ever heard of Wilderness Treatment
Yeah,
Center?
that was, I think one of the counselors, I think that's the place he went and worked at, that he was, no, that's neither here.
There's a few people in Baton Rouge because they sent a lot of people to Powerhouse back in the day to Halfway, but they wouldn't send me there because I was from here, so they sent me somewhere else. But so when I got back after I went through Halfway, I was running into people that I had been in treatment with.
And so how long were you gone for?
Total, I think somewhere around 7 months, 6.5 months, something like that, which was great.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people ask me, like, well, how did, what finally made you decide to get clean? I'm like, man, I didn't decide to stay clean until I had like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Like it was a very incremental thing. Like, obviously I need to go to the hospital. They show up for the intervention. I got a problem. Let's go. But I didn't realize the depth of the problem. And even going to treatment, I was like, okay, I can see that. I'll go. And then I go to treatment and did not want to go to a halfway house after that. This was before Sober Livings. They had to do a second intervention on me to get me to go halfway.
Intervention sober.
I had an intervention in the treatment center with the same people that were in my intervention on the phone, and then my cohort of people that I was with and counselors there. And I'm like, all right, so I go to halfway. I was pretty miserable at halfway that first month. And I'll just tell you what happened. So I do like learning, and I was a decent student, and I was interested in everything. So I would get assignments, but my heart wasn't in it. I was just like writing what they tell me to write. My counselor calls me down one day after about a month. And she's like, well, Mark, I think you're ready. I think we're going to let you go. And I was like, And obviously I knew something was wrong because I knew I wasn't ready to go. And she said, I'm going to tell you something. And she reached in her purse and she pulled out a needle and she stood it up end on the table. She goes, you can take this with you because you are not going to make it. And
In your face.
You can't do shit like that no more.
exactly. I don't think you could do shit like that back then. I think she actually told me, she's like, hey, I could lose my license for this. But it worked because what it did, it really made me pissed off at her. But my thought was, screw this place. I'm going to a meeting. And so I walked. You had to walk like 45 minutes to the meeting in town. And that was really the day I took responsibility and I was like, no, I want to live this way. But that was 3 months in, 3.5 months in. And from then on, I was all in. I want to learn everything I can about everything.
So I heard a rumor. I want to know if it's true.
Okay.
Is it true you went to treatment with $500,000 in your bank account?
No.
Okay. I'm just telling you what the rumor was, dude. I told you it was the most interesting
If
man
you
in
did,
recovery.
kudos to you.
I waited to get you on the pod to ask you, so we can debunk that myth.
What do you think has created, like, because obviously even on that aspect, right? Like even in the treatment and getting clean aspect, somebody said you couldn't or wouldn't. So what I've heard over and over again is just the dedication and perseverance and the lack of fear of failure. Where do you think that comes from? I mean, to make the leaps that you've made in business and life, leaps, get it out the plane. Yeah.
See what you did there.
Poker, all of these things, right? Like a lot of people could probably do that, but that fear of failure, that fear of I'm not going to be good enough is a I believe a contributing factor to a lot of people not taking that jump.
I don't really process failure the same way. Failure is just a data point of what I need to change.
Okay.
So, and again, it like goes back to poker. I mean, you're gonna fold 80% of the hands you're dealt. So when you fail, or you look at a professional baseball player, they're gonna strike out 70% of the time, and that's the best in the world.
Yeah.
So
If you bat 300, you're a Hall of Famer.
that's right. So life can be that way as well. So failure is just something to learn from. Now, when I didn't feel that way as much, I guess, early on.
Absolutely.
But when I got clean, when I got clean, the first thing I had to do was learn how to just freaking process feelings and emotions and what did they mean. And so once I had that skill of where I wasn't afraid of getting hurt or having some kind of emotional distress. Like I had already been in the worst emotional distress. I can get through anything. So I'm just going to move forward and see what happens. I mean, if there's any advice I would give to people that are young, it's go out there and risk all the time. Like take chances, fail. That's how you're going to learn and get better.
Yeah.
When I did anything with the billing we were talking about in the hospital, it was, hey, I had to have a conversation with a partner, and it was, hey, you're just going to do it. You're going to screw up, and you're going to learn from it. You're going to move on, and then that's how you actually
Can't
learn.
mess it up
Right.
anymore than it already is.
So and like in jiu-jitsu too. I mean, you fail all the time.
Absolutely.
Like you suffer all the time. So that is the biggest teacher is failure. If everything goes great, that's easy.
Find out who
Anybody
you
can
are
do that.
when you get punched in the mouth.
Everybody got a plan till they get punched in the mouth.
Absolutely.
Famous words of Mike Tyson.
Oh, Mike.
I miss Mike.
I mean, he's still alive.
You think Mike? You're right. The wrecking machine, Mike. Man, like
So
Father Time is undefeated.
you come out of treatment. Obviously, we kind of talked about, you find a career. Obviously, you were working a career. It obviously wasn't fulfilling. And
That was poker.
that was the poker career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, poker had become very difficult. It had gotten much more popular. A number of things had happened to just kind of make it super competitive. So in the beginning, a few years, it was the next closest thing to just having an ATM machine that you could just go to. Like it was really that easy.
Yeah.
And so for the first 4 or 5 years, that's what it was like. And then as time went by, people started. You're able to play for like pennies, so you can learn with no money. and people started opening up training sites, and so everyone could learn, and basically a bunch of kids my age, college kids, just like took it real seriously and went crazy on learning all the theory, and it just became harder and harder and harder and harder. I was playing more and more and more and more hours a day, more hands a day. It really had just become a grind. And that was when I got to the point of like, hey, I can make this much money at something I like. And by that point, I think I estimated I'd played about 15 million hands in my career. And I wasn't adding any value. Like, I enjoyed the competitiveness of it. I enjoyed that. But at the end of the day, I'm just taking money from some random dude on the internet.
Hands, bro.
So that's when you made the transition.
That's when I decided to go back to school.
Did you end up graduating you have your LPC, or you just
No.
Said screw it?
No, I only lasted like a semester, and that's when I got hired.
Yeah. And then so transitioning into like, what do you kind of like? What do you contribute, or what are some of the things that you think can help or contribute to? Especially, I mean, y'all's. I mean, no, because y'all have the IOP. What are some things that you would suggest for people to like really start rebuilding their lives, like y'all's clients and stuff like that?
Steps. I think I had this really messed up idea of the world, which probably a lot of people do
I want to hear about
when
this.
they got clean. So I really felt like when I was younger and when I was using, that I had control over the things around me, but not the things inside of me. So I didn't think I had control over emotions or thoughts, that they just kind of came. Somebody does something nice, I feel good, great. Thought comes, great. Bad things come, that's just how it is. But I thought I could manipulate other people into getting what I wanted. And to some extent, I could. Then when I go to treatment, and it was... I remember it was a counselor and halfway different counselor than gave me the needle, but
That's an awesome story. I wish people could still do that. That's my type of counselor. I heard a story about this guy who used to work at Palmetto, who would keep a bottle full of Roxy's, and when new clients would come in and say, "I'm willing to do anything to get sober," he'd put it on the ground and say, "Okay, push it across the floor with your nose."
Oh God!
I'd have pushed it all right with my nose.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. So we had this group. It was called Feelings Group every week, and this was all men. I was the youngest. Some old people in there too. And all we had to do in this group was start our sharing with, I'm Mark and I feel, and then I had to pick from sad, glad, mad, shame, fear. That was it. Like 5 basic emotions. Like we were starting with really baby steps. No one in that group, like every time it got to them, like, like you'd sit there for 3 minutes just in silence with someone trying to figure out any feeling that they could talk about. And so I was clueless about that, as was everybody in there. And so one of the great things about the steps, which I completely misunderstood when, everybody gets in treatment, you read them for the first time on the wall and you're like, oh, I got to go to confession basically, But when I did the first 4 step and the 5th step, the one that I did, it listed out feelings. So I had a page for guilt and a page for anger and a page for shame or whatever. And it went like 28 pages of just topics that we were supposed to write about. And I have this tendency to believe everything's my fault, even when it's not. And so when I got to the guilt page, I needed extra paper. Like I had lots of guilt. When I got to the anger page, not so much. I was upset about a few things, but 2 or 3 things, 4 things, something like that at the time. And so when I did my first 5th step, and the guy was like, well, it seems like this is your main problem right now. This is the biggest problem you need to tackle, guilt. And here's some books you can read about it. And learn how to actually process that. So that was really my introduction to, I have this feeling, this is what it means, this is what I do to make it go away. So now I know, and I think all feelings are that way. So I think feelings are like, they're just action signals my body's giving me to tell me to do something. So with guilt, it was very obvious. It was, I'm breaking one of my own values. So not something somebody put on me. I feel guilty because I've been doing stuff that I know is not right. So my body's just heaping guilt. And then I kept doing it. It's just getting worse and getting worse and getting worse and getting worse. So that's a pretty easy one to fix.
Yeah.
Don't do things that make you feel guilty. Like, don't break your own values. That's it. And so I was like, okay. So it started there. And then over the years, I basically feel like every emotion's that way. If something's bothering me, if I don't address it or don't interpret it correctly, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes a problem. So now I try to intervene very early. So, and that was, so learning about emotions, what do they mean, learning how to intervene quickly. So I knew from reading the literature, guilt and anger, resentment send you out quicker than anything else.
Yep.
And so when I was in halfway, it was great because I had people around me all the time, but I wouldn't go up to my room until I had to, because I knew if I went up and like just sat in my room, I'd start ruminating in my head.
By yourself.
And then that just sent me into a spiral. So, and then anytime I could intervene early on where I could see myself going there, I just did. I just got up and did. And it didn't take anything dramatic. I just had to go hang out with somebody, just talk to somebody, just not even about whatever I'm thinking, just do something else. Just change wherever I am. And so that's immensely helpful because that'll keep you out of relapse alone.
So 80 or 97, so 29 years.
Mm-hmm.
How do you still find motivation to continue to do those things?
I think they've only gotten stronger, really. You're talking about the motivation to just what?
To remain disciplined and steadfast. You talked about perseverance earlier. It's one of my favorite. So, in 12-step program, there's spiritual principles that align with each step. My favorite one was perseverance. Favorite definition is steadfast in doing despite difficult times. For me, as my brand of alcoholism, a difficult time is when things are going good. And so I find, I can be my own worst enemy, the king of self-destruction. And so being able to persevere, to be steadfast in doing the things that have kept you disciplined, that have kept you successful and recover, that have kept you successful spiritually, mentally, and physically. How do you, the further we get away from those things, sometimes it's hard to remain steadfast in those. What do you find keeps you grounded and keeps you motivated to continue to seek physical health, emotional health, and spiritual health?
I've never really lacked motivation. I think it's because I've always just wanted to do things like as good as I can. Like I don't want to, if I want to learn something, like I don't just go read one book. I read like 20 books. And then I listen to podcasts while I'm in the car about it.
Yeah.
And so for physical, I mean, that's always been pretty important. It's waned, but certainly starting jiu-jitsu has kept me very physically motivated because I literally suffer more if I decide to not be in shape. But I have a routine that I do every morning. And I still do the same things of I wake up and I'll do like a breathing exercise. I focus on gratitude. I focus on visualization. Not every single morning, but for the most part, that's the first thing I do. I put on my shoes, I go downstairs, I get on a bike and pedal for a while.
Absolutely.
Peloton.
Not a Peloton.
Ronnie, I'm looking at it. You know what that means.
If I don't respond, it don't happen.
So,
Least favorite time, man.
well,
We gotta wrap it up.
final question before we get to Ronnie's least
Final
favorite.
2 questions.
You have 2 questions.
You got 2 questions for him.
I know, but I just kind of asked the why was his motivation. I just asked that one, and so I was just gonna leave with the last one.
Okay, my bad.
So if somebody's listening right now and maybe feeling stuck, what's some final words of inspiration that you would leave them with to get on or make that first call?
So someone using who's stuck?
Anything.
Mental health crisis.
Stuck in using, stuck in just depression.
The first thing you got to do is just move in any way. Is not just sit and think about it. You got to move. I really think just changing how you are changes a lot of things. So just physically move, and then you can maybe make a phone call. You can call Ronnie. I think that, I mean, if there's anything, there's, as testament to Ronnie or me, is that you can absolutely change. You can change anything that you want to change. You just have to go through the steps to do it. And what I see people is they're in so much pain, they're willing to come, to begin the process. And then they go through the process and they get a week or two in, and then now they're met with some other pain. Like, now, why aren't my family trusting me with everything? Now, why is everybody still me? Why isn't everything working out? And then it's like, well, now I'm getting pain without using. I might as well just go back to the pain of using. And so you have to persevere through that and just know a lot of times you can put something into practice and you don't see the evidence of it show up for a little while. So, and I like to think about recovery exactly like physical training. Like, you don't decide to get in shape and go to the gym for 30 days and then it's over and you got that. It's daily practice for the rest of your life. If you want this level of health and vitality, this is what you got to do. And it's no different with drugs and alcohol. If you want to change anything, that's what you got to do. You got to change the daily habits that you do.
Make a little step towards a different future. Ronnie, I tried to let us go as long as possible.
I know.
But we have unfortunately got your least favorite time.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford, for coming and sitting down and having this intimate, vulnerable conversation with us. We appreciate you from the bottom of our heart, taking time out of your busy schedule to come do this, even though it only took a year and 7 months. But who's counting? We got you here now. To our people, our babies, our loves, we see y'all. We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all for the engagement, for the support, for the views. We have so many DMs right now that we need to respond to.
So many.
People reaching out for help. I promise you we finna get back to y'all. We genuinely thank y'all for that. And to you that's still out there struggling, if you know somebody, please give us a call. We say it every week. We are real people with real problems that really want to help you find a solution. We are readily available and willing to help any and everybody. You can find me at Ronnie LeDuff on Facebook. You can find him at Michael Axelrod Oakley on Facebook. You ain't got to worry about Marc Crawford because you got to go through me to get to him. My number is plastered everywhere. You can reach us at builtbytheredstick@gmail.com, builtbytheredstick.com, the website. You can Built by the Red Stick on all platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Just reach out to us. Like, we here. We making it so easy.
So simple.
Even a caveman could do it. No copyright. They gave me a pass. I talked to him before this episode. Again, please reach out. Allow us to love you until you can learn to love yourself. Until then, we'll be back at the same time, at the same place, with the same producer. Built by the Red Stick, built by adversity, led by courage.
We love y'all.
Built by the Red Stick, you can't tell me nothing.